Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Warner Brothers recording artists Tegan and Sara!
Hi. We were trying to set it up so that we would come out of a flame through the center of the stage, but we didn't have enough time to organize it. So, but thank you for that introduction. Lively group.
Goodbye, I don't wanna feel the need to hear your voice. Goodbye, I don't wanna feel the need to see your face. I can't live with all these things I would say. I can't live with all these things that I'd say. Like the first time. Like the first time. Oh, you never really knew me, never saw me. Saw me like baby. You never really loved me, never really loved me. You like baby. Listen time, I'm alone. Let's see the ways without you changed. Listen time, I'm alone. Let's see the ways. I can't stand it. All these things I've done. I can't stand it. All these things I've let go. Goodbye, like the first time. Goodbye, like the first time. Oh, you never really knew me, never ever saw me. You saw me like they did. You never really loved me, never really loved me. Love me like they did. Well, you could have told me goodbye. You could have told me goodbye. But you let me try, knowing there was nothing I could do to change you. You could have warned me, knowing there was nothing I could do to change you. Oh, you never really knew me, never ever saw me like they did. You never really loved me, never really loved me. Love me like they did. Like the first time. Like the first time. Oh, you never really knew me, never ever saw me. You saw me like they did. You never really loved me, never really loved me. Love me like they did.
Thank you. Oh boy. That was a vocal remix. Apologize for my... Turned into somebody on the VMAs all of a sudden. You just stole my harmony. I did steal your harmony. I got flustered. It's cool. I stood back. I let you have your moment. I know. I was like, she just stole my harmony. I know. That's true. Sometimes while we're playing... You either sing the high or you sing the low. Yeah. You can't have both. I had this moment last night, too, when we were on stage. Sometimes... you're thinking about the song or the thing that's coming up, you're preparing yourself. And then other times you're thinking about, like, your laundry. Like, it's just, you can't help it. Like, your mind wanders. It's like sometimes you remember you're in the shower and sometimes you get out and you think, what did I just do in there? So, but last night I'm watching this TV show about a murder in a small town, a small Scottish town. And one of the lead characters really reminds me of the sound guy for Fun. Like, he visually looks like him. And during a song on stage, I started being like, God, Gord really looks like that character, like that the dad on that show. And I was like, that's weird. It's a weird association to make because they're sort of like making it seem like maybe he's the murderer. And I was like, makes me feel weird about Gord. Like Gord's a murderer, but he's not. And then I screwed something up on stage. And then I was like, God, couldn't wait to tell these guys. I didn't actually tell them. I'm telling them for the first time right now. That moment, most of the time when I screw up, I'm just like, oh, whoops. But that time I really was thinking about how the front of house person for fun reminds me of a killer on a TV show. That's it.
Hope his family's watching.
Yeah. Gord is a super lovely guy. He's probably not a murderer. Here's another song.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't say that I'm sorry, can't say it myself. I can't say that I'm sorry, loving you and hating myself. I had nothing to show you, I had nothing to hold you down. It's killing me to walk away, come you don't want me now. Why don't you wanna wait this out? How come you always leave me? I'll never take my call, leave me out. Why don't you wanna win me now? Why don't you wanna show me up? Tell me why you couldn't try and keep me. I see you by my house, walking with a different girl. I see you by my house, waiting with a different girl. She's got nothing to show you, she's got nothing to hold you down. Telling me to walk away, how come you don't want me now? Why don't you wanna wait this out? How come you always lead me on, never take my call, leave me out? Why don't you wanna win me now? Why don't you wanna show me up? Tell me why you couldn't try and keep me honest. I won't be the one who waits on you. I won't be the one that is you. I won't be the one who waits on you. How come you don't want me now? How come you always leave me or never take my call? Hear me out. Why don't you wanna win me now? Tell me why you couldn't try and keep me. How come you don't want me now? Why don't you wanna wait this out? How come you always leave me or never take my call? Try me out. Why don't you wanna win me now? Why don't you wanna shout me at me? Tell me why you couldn't try and keep me. How come you don't want me now? Why don't you wanna wait this out? How come you always leave me or never take my call? Try me out. Why don't you wanna win me now? Why don't you wanna show me at me? Tell me why you couldn't try and keep me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make some noise one more time for Tegan and Sara. So thank you for coming to Portland. Really
you.
appreciate
Thank
it. Very
you.
honored. What's it like going on tour with Fun?
It's been a really great tour, actually. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been really great. I mean, the best part of the whole thing is that we're actually just really big fans of the band, and we're really lucky because a lot of times you hear about tours and not going well, but our tour is going well, and the bands all get along, and the crew gets along, and the audience is awesome, and yeah, it feels really good.
That's good. I'm not trying to break up the band when I ask you this question, but every band gets into creative, differences every now and then. How do you guys handle yours?
We're really lucky because I think one of the places that we probably have the least amount of conflict is creatively. I think when it comes to, our business or making decisions outside of that sort of that safe space, we can run into more conflict
I think we have ultimately the same goals, but it's easier to like disagree about like how many hotel rooms to get or which day we really want to take off or whatever. Like those things are easier to sort of like bat back and forth. But in terms of like songs and our records and who we want to work with or whatever, we've just had like a really good run. I think that's one of the places that we really see eye to eye, and in a weird way, it's one of the places where we can back each other up. I think protect each other's music, sort of speak on behalf of each other really comfortably.
Right on. And I noticed actually a couple weeks back, I was looking at the news on you guys on the internet and stuff, and saw that at a festival in Canada a couple weeks back that you guys helped out Macklemore on stage with the song "Same Love." How did that process happen? Like, how did he get you guys get on stage and collaborate with him?
We just stumbled up there, took mics, and just took over.
Couple shots.
That's
and
actually
then,
fairly close to the truth. No. We just did a bunch of festivals together, and we know them, and we know their manager, and they reached out and asked if we wanted to maybe get up. We were doing the same festival a couple hours apart, and they just asked if we would be into jumping on stage and singing Mary's part, which is big shoes to fill because she has an incredible voice, and not to slag on us in any way, but we have a different kind of voice than she does. We've always been more in indie rock, and she's just got this really soulful, amazing, beautiful voice, and so I was kind of terrified, but it was such a great opportunity to get on stage with artists we really love, so we jumped on it, and it was terrifying, just like I thought, and but the video went viral, and people seem to be really positive about it, and I mean, certainly for us as queer artists who've been touring for 14 years, it was pretty cool to get up on stage with two really incredible allies. There were a lot of years where we felt like we were maybe shouting into the darkness a little bit, and obviously the mainstream culture has become a lot more progressive, thankfully, and things are moving forward, and we have a lot of our incredible allies like Fun and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis to thank for that, because they're helping to knock over a lot more dominoes and help us speed up this process. So it was a pretty cool, like, in terms of history,
noise.
It was a cool moment.
Give some applause. Right on.
And they do that every night. I mean, they did it at the VMAs, but they get up on stage every single night, and Macklemore kind of gives that really heartfelt sort of speech, if you will, to the audience about equality and love being equal, and no one else's love being better than anyone else's, and he can be quite aggressive about it, actually. Every time I see it, I get tears in my eyes, and I'm like, yeah, you listen to him. So it's cool.
Great message. You guys want to hear more from Tegan and Sara? Yeah? All right.
All right, we picked an older song for them. These days it's hard to know. Sometimes it feels like the audience wants a lot of old music, and sometimes they're all new fans, which is great. Good problem to have. So, but this one is off a record that we put out in 2007 when we were just young people. Well, I was young. Sarah was always that age. She's a vampire. I slowed down to let her catch up.
I won't regret saying this thing I'm saying. Is it better than keeping my mouth shut? That goes without saying. Call, break it off. Call, break my own heart. Maybe I would have been something you'd be good at. Maybe you would have been something I'd be good at. Now we'll never. I won't be shy, but in case I'll go there every day. I'll make myself feel bad. There's a chance I'll start to wonder. This was the thing to do. I won't be out long, but I still think it better if you take your time coming over here. I think that's for best. Come, break it off. Come, break my
So thank you very much for coming down. We're gonna play one more song. Thanks to the station for having us. Thanks to Portland. Just bottom line, thank you.
We're not really in Portland right now, though.
Well, that's
Do you
true.
know where we are?
I do know where we are, but you guys are all from Portland, right? So I'm speaking to these people.
I know,
You know,
I
as a
just-
whole. Thank you to Portland for sending its residents over here to this beautiful, what would you call this, industrial area with forest around it. It's like the prettiest industrial area I've ever seen.
What is this? This is a
Usually-
suburb, right? What is
usu-
it called?
Usually when you go out to an industrial area, you think to yourself, like, this is end of times.
Well, it's not. This little block is, but it's an
Yeah.
actual suburb. Like this.
I know, but this area, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know, sometimes one time we went to a radio station thing in the suburbs of Edmonton into an industrial area in a, what would you call it? A party bus with a stripper pole and, the label.
Sarah's choice.
The label provides only the best for us. It was seriously,
It
when
was
they-
early, so it was
told
actually pretty fun for us. I
it
think,
was
to-
pretty fun. But it really was. I'm not exaggerating. Ted was there. Techno, the driver was like, he was having the time of his life. There was a stripper pole. It was crazy.
Look, we're
Anyways,
still talking about it though, all these years later.
but it was
so.
one of the most depressing industrial areas I've ever seen, and I just thought to myself, let the asteroid hit.
But we don't feel that way about this lovely suburb.
That's what I said. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like Lord of the Rings out there. It's gorgeous. Anyways, thank you again very, very much
To New Zealand for
to
having
New
us.
Zealand for having us. Thank you for the hobbits. All that.
All I wanna get is a little bit closer. All I wanna know is when you come a little closer. Here comes a breath before we get a little bit closer. Here comes a rush before we touch. Come a little closer. Just really blowing me. Night sky is changing over. It's not just our physical. On the top we will get all so critical. So let's make things physical. Now treat you like you're all so typical. I'll treat you like you're all
Give it up one more time for the comedic stylings and the musical talents of Tegan and Sara. Please be seated till we get everything ready for the pictures. Once again, we're going to have everybody line up and do pictures in the groups that you came in. We're going to do it by row? Okay. So please be seated until we have everything ready outside these doors. There's not going to be any autographs. I apologize. But when you leave, you'll be getting an autographed picture of Tegan and Sara.